And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Libra. Welcome to Quick Place Tarot. My name is Corey, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if you're interested, individual reads are back up and open. Either message or email me directly. Link is on main, and we'll set it up, okay? So, Libra, what are we looking at in this round of reads? This is going to be your ATC, As Things Change read. Style of reading that I do where it used to be aces on top, tens on the bottom, and as the month and season change, see how the energy fluctuates, what goes in, what comes out, etc., etc. Here, I thought it'd be easier to just look at the fives. The fives are the halfway point between 1 and 10, in the minor arcana of the tarot deck. Here, establishing that fives are cards of conflict, all represented by the elements, water, earth, fire, and air, cups, pentacles, wands, and swords, respectively. Each representing a different aspect of conflict. Our deep feelings and regrets about it, what we feel left out from, what we feel fired up to engage with, the internal monologue confusion that can be happening, right? The intent here is that if we dive headfirst into what conflict is, we can glean some immediate insight that just isn't afforded to us right now. Right. So as a preamble to the read, Libra, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, if it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, am not here to misguide you or mislead you. Trust me, I got 12 signs to work with and none of the time to lie to any of them. Instead, we lay our cards out on the table, and good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we will talk about it. Because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. Yeah. So follow along with me, your ATC, your As Things Change read, Libra. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. We're going to start over here with the Five of Cups. Show us cards that we need to see, please. On the Five of Cups in Libra's read today. Okay. Nine of Wands. Okay, what is freedom guiding us? Queen of Pentacles. That's so strange. Okay. The maximization of opportunity and okay, that makes a lot more sense. Nine of Swords. Our anxieties and fears about is basically a current circumstance sustainable, and is it all too good to be true, right? We want to believe in the best. That Knight of Wands has a level of optimism and intentionality that, yeah, this is going right. This was a great decision. I'm glad to be here, happy to be here. And part of you is just, the internal battle of, I don't know if this is going to work out, right? That Five of Cups then coming through is because you want it to, Libra. Very much so. The Queen of Pentacles is already telling me, listen, I'm doing the best of what I got and what I can, but more than that, I want it to be the best of what it can be for what it's worth. Getting to that point, yeah, there's a level of emotional investment here because you want things to be better and different. Do you think that it will last? That's the bigger and better question for me to ask, okay? So going to the Five of Pentacles, what do we fear being left out or left behind by? Potentially into a state of poverty. And poverty, by this, Libra, I mean multiple different things, not just monetary, although if you are worried about a job, hey, the answer is right there, but rather the notion of being locked out from a lot of different things. Emotional poverty, spiritual poverty, being ostracized from a friend group or relationships, right? There's multiple ways that can come in. Show us cards we need to see, please, for Libra in this read to that Five of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles. A new opportunity awaiting us. Eight of Swords. Powerlessness of our current circumstance. And the Ace of Cups. You're debating whether or not to jump ship. Fair. Totally fair. It is what it is. especially if this is a business decision for you, Libra. You have a right to your own decisions and the determination of your own life. That's why I see in the cards thus far, it's basically a reiteration of this, but now in the action-based form. I see two aces. First, the Ace of Pentacles, and last, the Ace of Cups. Our fulfillment, a new opportunity awaiting, it can be found elsewhere. Now, the Eight of Swords, the notion of powerlessness. What do I do? Why do I feel left out? Why can't I have this opportunity? Because it requires leaving whatever is causing you such anxiety, just abandoning it altogether and leaving it behind. And it's not fun. It's not fun. It's not getting you to what you feel you want or where things should be. However, that's the conclusion that's had. Either I go for whatever new opportunity I'm seeing that could be very much lucrative for me, or I pretend I don't know math, haven't seen the writing on the wall, and let things fall apart otherwise. I'm just wondering why you have this such, sense of impending doom, but whatever your assessment is, go with what you feel, right? I think that holds a lot more answers than just trying to tell you what the optimal or quote unquote amicable and correct decision could be. Okay. Next is the Five of Wands. Seeing direct conflict engage, what our energies are stirring right now. Show us cards we need to see, please. Five of Wands and Libra's ATC read. What cards we need to see, please. Five of Wands in this read. The Sun, what is happiness? Here and now, when I'm challenged at, and forcing myself to ask deeper questions, what are we left to conclude? Seven of Wands, we are locking ourselves out from our pathway of happiness. Six of Pentacles, the everyday investment shows us exactly where we stand. Emotionally, we feel completely different than what our actions are telling us. And that's where the conflict is butting heads, right? What's underneath this Five of Wands are everyday actions, whether that be constantly going back to a scenario we know it's not good for us, especially if this is a career thing where you're like, hey, if I don't take this opportunity, it might vanish. You're too guarded to even look at new opportunity right now, Libra. If this is what makes you happy, then ask why you're so drawn to it, right? Not everything comes from a space of fear, although that's where we started out with that Nine of Swords, right? Not everything has to come from a space of fear. Sometimes it can be from a space of abundance and the universe trying to guide you in the ways that will be most beneficial to you, if and only if you allow it to, okay? Last is the Five of Swords, your home element of air. What about that internal monologue that's happening for the Libra collective? Show us cards in this week, please, as things change for Libra in this week. Cards we can see, please. On the Five of Swords. Yep. Five of Swords. Queen of Cups. Good. There's a lot that I have to offer here. What is the right direction to gear that in? Is it absolutely genuine for me to stay in a situation that I already feel I have cold feet in? Okay, next. High Priestess, internally, we already have the answers we claim we don't know. We already know how we feel about it. You already have very conclusive and concise answers for every other question posed today, Libra. Just want to put that out there. And Temperance, card Sagittarius. I'm hoping that time will heal. However, time gives us the platform to heal. Not necessarily automatically making sure that everything is just squeaky clean in a way. Underneath it all, Seven of Pentacles, accepting the process as is. Right now, I'm just looking at somebody who is really thinking about starting over, abandoning the current station to find something new and better. Very much geared towards career for you, but if it is something else, same principle still applies, because we have seen what happiness could be and we're actively refuting it and saying that it's just unattainable for me. The more we tell ourselves that, the more that becomes our reality. I just want you to keep that in mind. Next, give us give us a card underneath every 5 for Libra in this ATC read. We start with this 5 of Cups. So as cards we need to see, please. A card underneath every 5 in this read today. The Magician. Yeah. Power of manifestation. Right now, the ball's in your court. It is in your hands right now, Libra. What will we do with what we're shown and given? Next to the 5 of Pentacles. 8 of Cups. Yep. To get this new opportunity, to find this new fulfillment, we pretend that we don't know the answer. Then the 8 of Cups. The conclusion. Why do we feel so left behind? Because we're not willing to walk away. It's a feedback loop. Okay. Next to the 5 of Wands. Chariot, card of Cancer. Are we willing to accept all aspects of the journey and go with what we're being told and the signs around us? Or will we let it pass us by? And last, in that 5 of Swords. 8 of Pentacles, Mastery. Here, since this is heavily geared more towards career, I'm just going to call it spade a spade. This is more than likely a career read for you, Libra. But regardless, we know what could be potentially greater and better for us. The question is if we're going to take it. Because again, I could do a whole read for any given sign, any given person, even at the individual level. If they don't want to put it into practice or don't want to glean any insight from it, that means the cards are just cards at the end of the day. Okay? Underneath it all, you, Justice, the card of Libra. We have the accept the process as is, what our feelings are about it, and how we're going to move through it. Your feelings haven't changed. That's the first thing I'm going to put out there. Your anxiety is about your current station, the possibility of new and much better. All these are coalescing right now. However, accepting for the process for what it is, we then have to ask, okay, if it's not good for me, why am I staying? Because all the other things that we're saying is unattainable is actually very attainable if we're not afraid to make a leap. So why don't we do that? That's a bigger and better question, Libra. Last, in resolution, show us cards we need to see, please. A resolution for Libra's read. As we move towards resolution, we'll find the major arcana across the table. Let us start with the Sun. What sparks our happiness, our light, and our joy? Show us cards we need to see, please, upon the Sun for Libra in this read. Two of Wands, intentionality. If I could move forward with a plan, that would make life so much easier. The thing is, the plan that you have is the one that engages directly with the conflict. That's just where it's at. Next, to the High Priestess. Sorry if I keep on blinking. I oftentimes do that to just feel the cards out, especially if there's multiple major arcana next to each other. But also, I've been doing reads for a while, so the intensity of the ring light kind of wears on my eyes a bit. Let's go to that High Priestess. 10 of Wands. The burden here is the things that we already know. Like I said earlier, to Temperance. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, now that's a more conclusive answer. The 9 of Pentacles represents autonomy and freedom, that we're free to grow our own garden and have a set of keys uniquely that can access it. In other words, Libra, it's not just you making the decision, it's you being okay with it. Are we okay to leave this all behind and start anew and have faith in that process? We're not there yet, but hopefully when things start to turn around, we will be. Next to the Magician, Queen of Swords. Yeah. We know what choice must be made. Positive, technically, outcomes either way. What do we do and how do we get to where we want to be? To the Chariot, Ace of Wands. Good that we pull on the Chariot during Cancer season, but that Chariot to the Ace of Wands, I want to be empowered about the journey. I want to hope that I'm making the right decisions. Now, what does that tangibly look like for me? Underneath, before we get to underneath, in resolution, the Sun popping out yet again. Why? Happiness is now an investment. Knight of Pentacles. It requires action. It requires a vested effort. Otherwise, it is a good dream. Very hot, very miserable, but a good dream nonetheless. Underneath it all, Eight of Pentacles. Signs of mastery, signs of coinage. Here, are we going to make that leap? Or are we going to pretend that we don't know math? Here's what I see in your read today, Libra. You're fearing that wherever you're seeing your current station, that's not to say that's terrible or bad, but that you're missing out opportunity for better, bigger, and more. And because of that, we know all the signs, we've seen all the signs, we're just not leaping, right? We're not making that decision yet. And so in regards to our happiness, do our everyday actions match up towards the place that we say we want to be at? Or are we guarding ourselves too much that we can't even entertain the idea of different? And last, what does it mean to give the best of self? It means being honest with yourself first, Libra. Part of you has already emotionally exited wherever your current station is, but more than emotionally exiting, it's with good reason, because you're looking for more, even if it's found elsewhere. That's what I got in your read today, Libra. Remember, happiness is an investment. I hope this conversation helped. And as things change, don't be afraid to see different. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.